In a universe so large that 95% of it is still unexplored, it is only fair to assume that there will be planets that are better than Earth for habitation. Which planets are these? How far are they? And can we ever populate them in case the Earth faces a catastrophe? We'll answer all these questions with a bonus surprise for you guys, so stick around to the end of the video. If you zoom out of the Earth, the solar system, the Milky Way, and look at 5% of the universe we have described, the Earth would look like a grain of sand on the beach, almost worthless. The discovered universe holds multiple mysterious holdings, such as black holes and fireball planets. However, among these beasts, some planets are ideal for life forms. These planets are called super-habitable planets. A super-habitable planet is a possible exoplanet or exomoon that may be more suitable for emergence, growth, and evolution of life than Earth. Renee Heller and John Armstrong defined the idea in 2014, after criticizing the language used in the hunt for habitable planets and suggesting clarifications. According to them, understanding whether a planet is in its host star's habitable zone is not enough to determine its habitability. Planets could be non-Earth-like, yet offer more suitable conditions for the emergence and evolution of life than Earth did or does. While they still believe that life requires water, they believe that Earth may not represent the best planetary habitability situations for maximum biodiversity. In other words, they describe a super-habitable world as a planet or a body that has better habitable conditions, flora, and fauna to support life. Think about it this way, just like humans upgrade our houses, a super-habitable planet is an upgraded house as compared to our current house, the Earth. So what are the characteristics of a super-habitable planet? According to Heller and Armstrong, a variety of basic qualities are required to classify an exoplanet or exomoon as super-habitable. For size, it must be around 2 Earth masses, and 1.3 Earth radii will offer an appropriate size for all life forms. It would also have a stronger gravitational attraction, which would increase gas retention during the planet's creation. As a result, they are likely to have a thicker atmosphere with higher concentration of oxygen and greenhouse gases, raising the average temperature to around 25 degrees Celsius or 77 degrees Fahrenheit, which is ideal for planet growth. A thicker atmosphere would reduce the size of ocean beds, which would improve marine life in shallow waters. Many of these features were actually present on Earth before humans completely destroyed its planet cycle. Currently, scientists have developed 24 super-habitable planets, and there is a list of the top 3 planets that have been disclosed to the public. Number 3. Kepler 452b. Kepler 452b is a super-Earth exoplanet orbiting inside the inner border of the habitable zone of the Sun-like star Kepler 452. It is frequently referred to as an Earth 2.0 or Earth's cousin due to its qualities. It is around 1,800 light-years away from Earth. If a planet is a rocky one, it is considered to be habitable for life. While it is not fully known whether Kepler 452b is a rocky planet, the chances are high that it will be based on its small radius. Its external conditions were observed to prove whether or not 452b is a habitable planet. This planet revolves around a body that is pretty much like our Sun, except that it is 20% more luminous, because of which ideal temperatures and mass are obtained. However, this star is nearly 6 billion years old, making it over 1 billion years older than our Sun. Currently, the 452b planet is receiving 10% more energy from its parent star than Earth is receiving from the Sun, making it much more ideal than Earth. However, because Kepler 452b is 50% bigger than the Earth, it is also expected to be 5 times the mass of Earth, which makes it big enough to hold any ocean and prevent loss of water bodies due to excessive evaporation and the greenhouse effect, making it worthy of the term super-habitable. The habitable zone of this planet is currently shifting, which means that this planet is only habitable for the next 500 to 900 million years, which we are sure is long enough before humans possibly start intergalactic travel and stay in pods instead of houses. Currently, it is almost impossible to explore the planet in depth because of how far it is. If we take the Parker Solar Probe, which is the fastest spacecraft available to humans, and launch it towards Kepler 452b, it would take at least 20 million years for the craft to touch base. Plus, it is almost impossible with our current resources to launch, contact, and control a spacecraft that will be traveling such a distance without losing it in the journey. Number 2. Kepler 442b. Kepler 442b is a confirmed near-Earth-sized exoplanet orbiting within the habitable zone of the constellation Lyra, which is around 1,206 light-years from Earth. This planet is comparatively closer to its host star as compared to the Earth and the Sun, as Kepler 442b completes orbiting every 112 days. The energy provided by the host star along with the temperature is nearly perfect. Other than that, it has a mass of almost 2.3 times the size of Earth and a radius that is 1.34 times the size, which, if you recall from what we said earlier, makes these specs almost ideal to those of the ideal super-habitable planet. The parent star of Kepler 442b is 40% smaller than the Sun, hence it does not affect the planet even though it is really close to it. And that is why Kepler's lifespan is also a lot more than that of most of the discovered planets. Kepler 442b is expected to have a lifespan of 30 billion years, making it more than safe for humans to colonize. Once again, the only problem is the distance. To even have 3 people to reach Kepler 442b would take nearly 15 million years, and we are talking about transporting 7.5 billion people. Now, before we move on to number 1 on our list, we would like to thank you for successfully making it to here. You can extend your support by subscribing to Elon Musk Facts and liking the video. And finally, we check out number 1, Kepler 22b. Possibly one of the most famous exoplanets known to humans, Kepler 22b is an exoplanet orbiting the Sun-like star Kepler 22 in the habitable zone. It's in the constellation Cygnus, around 600 light-years from Earth. It was the first known migrating planet to orbit within the habitable zone of a Sun-like star, where water in the liquid form might exist on the planet's surface, and was found by NASA's Kepler Space Telescope in December 2011. With the naked eye, Kepler 22 is too dim to see. The radius of Kepler 22b is nearly twice that of Earth. The mass and composition of its surface remain unknown. A volatile, rich composition with a liquid and gaseous outer layer is most likely. The orbital period is around 290 days, and the inclination, which is roughly 90 degrees, are the only parameters of the planet's orbit that are currently known. If the planet's surface isn't subject to significant greenhouse heating, evidence suggests that its equilibrium temperature would be roughly 12 Fahrenheit in the absence of an atmosphere, compared to 0 Fahrenheit on Earth. The typical distance between Kepler 22b and its host star Kepler 22 is roughly 15% less than the distance between Earth and the Sun, although Kepler 22's light output is around 25% less than the Sun, making the temperature slightly lower than moderate, but not something that we should be worried about. Overall, these are currently the most habitable planets in the entire universe that we have discovered. After traveling 1,800 light-years, we found 3. So imagine what we could find if we travel a couple more. That's all for today's video. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.